Hey watch friends, today we're going to take a look at another brand new offering that's coming up. This is from the micro brand Gravithin, and this is their ArgoMatic. They previously, I believe, had an Argo model. This is the ArgoMatic, which is the automatic variation thereof. This is going to be coming to Kickstarter at the end of January 2022. Tentatively, I believe it is slated for January 25th, 2022. I will, of course, have the full review coming up for this one, so do stay tuned for that. Oh, look, they included some pencils in here. These might be mine to keep for that. And I should note up front, this is a prototype that was loaned to the channel, obviously with this one not even being launched yet. That being said, I do believe they are intending to send me a production model once they're available, so I do want to be upfront with that piece. All right, so for packaging, and again, this may change because this is just a prototype model. You've got the ArgoMatic, you've got a slip cover there, you've got Gravithin namesake, so sliding that open. Oh, sweet. Okay, so this one it's a really different piece. This is based on, or the inspiration is a combination of, I believe, astrological as well as kind of going for a sextant as well. And I'll talk about all of this more in the full review as we check things out. But first, you can see for the straps, and I've got to validate with this. Okay, so this is unfortunately leather. Unfortunate for me, I don't personally use leather. That being said, it has a feel almost like some of the synthetic versions, which I would have personally preferred. But you can see it does have quick release spring bars. So let's go ahead and actually pop that into place. But while we have that open, let's go and get a better look at this case. So the specs on this, it is going to be coming in at 42 millimeters for the case size. The thickness is only 10.7 millimeters. I'm going to be curious when I get this on calipers to see if that includes the case back, because as you can see, it's a very unique shape for this overall, the way that comes out and it kind of extends beyond, and it has a lot of cuts and intricacies. So I'll be curious to validate all of these measurements, but that's very impressively thin. The lugs are going to be a strap change friendly 20 millimeters. And the movement is a Miyota 9015. So it is a venerable movement. If you're familiar with the channel, you know it's one that I like a lot. It's fairly common nowadays in relatively mid-range watches as far as price, depending on how you're defining that. But let's go ahead and pop one of these straps on quickly if we can here, and just take a look at this. This will be available with two different options. So you're going to have, you'll have different dial configurations, but as far as the strap options, you can get it either on a strap as this is, but there's also going to be a bandolier bracelet that they'll be having available as well. Let's go and give that a few winds, make sure it's moving. All right, so looking at this dial, and we'll get, of course, in the full review, we'll have much better footage, outdoor lighting, look at the loom, all of those kind of things. So stay tuned for that. But just wanted to at least get first impression with you. As you can see, there's a lot going on with the dial, which I think is consistent with kind of a planetary theme in the sextant look for that. But as you go around, it looks like we have our numerals on the chapter ring perimeter there for your hours. As we move into the interior, you can see you do have your minutes or seconds going as well. You have the date at the 6 o'clock, which is not a color match date. It then does have, watch that as that second hand goes around. You can see it actually leaves uncovered, which I think is a really cool look as that kind of migrates around and still being able to see the seconds and minutes there. So visually that looks cool. One of the things I'm excited to show you is this has a lot going on with the loom from what I've seen from preliminary pics. So I'm excited to check that out myself, as well as to see how it performs in general. Getting this on wrist, this, as I'm already seeing here, this is probably going to fit a little bit unique just because of the nature of the case shape. This is on my 6.5-inch wrist, just to give you an idea of sizing. As you can see, it doesn't have a traditional lug configuration coming out of it, so that gives it more of, almost looks like a smartwatch as far as the way that lays on there, some of the round smartwatch options. But then as you flip it around, check out how that rides on the wrist. It's really weird, but not meaning that in a negative way. I should say it's really unique or different there as far as that approach, because you have the case back that sits right flush to the wrist, but then you have the watch itself that's kind of actually almost floating, but it's just because of the way that has that cut. We've seen some others that have done this kind of approach for it, but I've never seen one that was this aggressive with actually hovering over the wrist like that. So that's going to be interesting to see how that is in usage, as to whether I enjoy that or not. With the overall thinness of the watch, I will say, it's not a huge protrusion, even though it does still definitely feel like it, I don't know, maybe this is just perception, but it might be a little more snag prone there. So like I said, I'm going to spend time with it, take it for what this is. This is just first impressions here, and nothing negative about that, just something I'm going to be curious to see what it's like to actually live with on the wrist. So I look forward to sharing the full thoughts for you. Hopefully this is one that's been interesting to check out. It's definitely a unique piece. But if you did enjoy this video, please do smash that like button. Additionally, if you haven't done so already, please do hit that subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated and tremendously helps the channel. Thanks for watching.